Hi, everybody. Well, I'm here in Yakima, Washington, the state of Washington. Apparently, they do a lot of apples around here, and we saw lots of apple crates coming in. I'm here with Jody, and we're here to go out and talk to the Army tomorrow, do some seminars for them for fun. But a subject I wanted to talk about today, which I think is important, is I was at Iowa State recently. I spoke to a lot of students and faculty and staff. And then just 2 days ago, I was at Oklahoma State University and spoke to a lot of students and staff. And I have one grandchild that's out of college and working now. I have one that's a junior up at Boulder, Colorado, and one about on the way to college. So I'm kind of becoming an expert in this. How do you think about what you do when you go to college, when you get out of college? And some advice I'd have for you, and I've given it to many people, is take the risk. Try to get out of your little village, move somewhere, go to the big city, travel to Europe, travel to Mexico, travel to Canada, wherever you need to go to get a new view on life and to meet people that are not like you. If you stay in your village, everybody looks like you, and that's all you talk about, and you need to really think about expanding yourself. And you can always come back there one day, but go to New York, go to LA, Vegas, wherever. Start your career is a good start. You're going to meet a lot of great people. Try to start with a pretty good company so that you get training. Training, because the big companies train, and it'll look good on your resume. I know everybody that works at Disney, that one mention on their resume that they worked at Disney on the college program or they had a summer job there, that helps them for the rest of their life, because every time they go for an interview, everybody wants to talk about Disney and how can you help us with Disney. And so those are things to think about. You talk about internships. I'm not so sure it matters so much where you get your internship as it does that you have a record of working on your resume, and that you worked in college, or you had part-time jobs in the summer, or you had different types of employment, because that's going to serve you well when the employer looks and sees that you're the kind of person who worked and has experience being around other people, being to work on time, being flexible, having to deal with customers, all those kinds of things. And continually I'm asked how to be successful in life, and I told all these college students recently, one thing you do is just be better than everybody else. It's about attitude. Get there early in the morning when you have a job. Don't be late. Be flexible. As my mother used to say, get that look off your face when they say you got to work Christmas Day and Saturday night and Sunday morning, and you will be noticed. Attitude. I was reading another article just recently, and they said people think attitude may be 85-90% of success in your jobs and in your life, and a skill just 10%, because skill's going to be changing. By the time you get out of college, pretty much everything you learned is not going to be even relevant, and especially in the technology and the way we do things, ways of thinking about strategy. So you're always going to have that right attitude to go back to school, to go learn, to read every day, to be on the right websites so you keep current and keep up, and don't underestimate the influence you have on other people, and don't underestimate what you can achieve in your life. You just got to understand that. A lot of us don't think we can achieve anything because, well, we grew up in a dysfunctional home and we were poor and we didn't have a chance and all that stuff people like to go talk about. But I can tell you in my own career, I got out of Oklahoma, where I'd lived every day for my whole life, and I went to Washington, D.C. Wow, I had no idea. And then I worked in New York City, and wow, and then I really had no idea. And then Los Angeles, and Philadelphia, and Paris, and it changes you. It changes who you are for the better. And so I know a lot of times your mom and dad want you to stay in town where you grew up, but you can come back to that town, you can come and visit, but make sure you're out there learning and meeting people and getting a wide variety of experience, exposure, and education. So think about those things. A lot of those things are in my books, Career Magic, The Customer Rules, Time Management Magic, and Creating Magic. Some good references to how that plays out over time, even though sometimes it's scary. You got to take the risk, and you'll be fine. Because if you don't learn to take risks, your career's not going to be that good anyway, because it'll be full of risks, making hard decisions, having hard conversations with people, and you just got to learn to do that, and you can do it. So good luck in your careers.